Hello, my name is Steve Williamson. I am the principal clarinetist of the Chicago Symphony and soon to be the principal clarinetist of the New York Philharmonic. I'll be starting in the fall of next season. And before I came to the Chicago Symphony, I was principal clarinetist of the Metropolitan Orchestra for 8 years. It has been an incredible experience and one that I would never have dreamed of. To be a member of the Metropolitan Opera Orchestra was a dream of all dreams. And then to move on to Chicago and now to New York is truly miraculous. I'm extremely grateful. I've learned so much along the way. When I started at the Metropolitan Opera, I learned so much about lyricism, hearing the incredible singing that was going on every day, whether I was in rehearsal or in performance, was inspiring, to say the least. I learned how to develop my own voice in the orchestra, and I think that's something that you can only learn on the job. I'm not so sure that I knew what my voice truly was until I was challenged by my peers and inspired by the great music making all around me. But now it looks like I'm going to New York, and I'm very excited about this opportunity to follow in the footsteps of Larry Combs, and now Stanley Drucker is truly an honor that I never thought would happen. As a principal player in the orchestra, certainly in my very first job at the Metropolitan Opera, the clarinet has the most amazing solos, probably the most of any wind player in the orchestra. And the challenge for me was to do justice not only to the composition, but to do justice to the hall. The hall is 4,000 seats. You must have a gigantic sound. But it can't just be big, it has to have many colors. And I think I learned as quickly as I could that the more I challenged myself and the more I continued to question the parameters of the clarinet. Really, could it be any softer? Could it be more dramatic? Could I say more with that phrase? There was no limit. Every time I tried more and more, it was welcomed. So I learned a lot, and I think what helped me the most was, I'm going to talk about this, what helped me the most was playing this instrument in particular. I won the audition on my signature clarinet, and I think it trained me. So I was grateful that the instrument was always, it's not easy to play. It will never truly be an instrument that you can just sit back, relax, and everything's going to happen the way you want it to be. It makes you work, but the results are better than I could ever get from any other instrument. It brought dynamics, color, it challenged the use of my air, and the pure volume that I could get from this instrument. I never had a problem projecting in the orchestra, and projecting in a good way. You will hear many people play with aggressive sounds, but it's not pleasant to the ear. This instrument helps me do that. So as long as I feel that I'm getting everything that I can from this instrument, this is the instrument of my choice. It helped me develop my voice. So I'm very grateful for that. I guess if I could speak from a technical perspective, playing in the orchestra is very different than playing chamber music or being a soloist. It's not only the sound that you produce, but how well it interacts with the other musicians in the orchestra. You want to have a great blend, and you also want to have your distinctive soloistic voice when you need it. I'm able to do that with this instrument, and I have obviously had great success with that. I stand by this instrument wholeheartedly, and I would never, I couldn't possibly imagine a better instrument for anyone, so, especially for an orchestral player. I think what everyone's trying to get is a sound that is beautiful, it carries, it projects, it gives multiple colors when you want them. I think what's most important is not only finding your voice, but being able to be homogeneous in all the registers of the clarinet. An evenness of sound that carries with the color and the beauty that you are trying to get in any register, in any part of any solo. It should sound effortless, even though you're working hard. I think the term no pain, no gain absolutely applies to this instrument. It's not going to just happen overnight. It takes a lot of work to develop rapport with the instrument. I always say a cooperative resistance within the instrument, within yourself. When the two come together and you achieve, it's great. I ended up achieving things that I never knew I could do on the clarinet. So I still feel I have so much more to learn. And I think the instrument challenges me to be a better musician and certainly a better clarinetist. The first word that comes to mind is being selfless. You must be giving, and you must be willing to fall on your face. You have to be willing to accept whatever comes your way, and being open to the audience as much as possible. Well, I'm sure I'd take a recording of Der Rosenkavalier, because it's my favorite opera. And, man, that's difficult. Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge Sting fan, so I'd take anything that Sting wrote. That's first and foremost. No doubt about it. Yeah, we did some recordings together. I think he's amazing.
No way! You have to tell me about that.
Well, it was to prepare for his tour with the London, some orchestra in Royal Philharmonic. He came, because he lives in New York mainly, so he had us run through the arrangements. And of course there comes the Englishman in New York. Oh, yeah. Well, it's no saxophone, it's a clarinet solo. Oh. I said, oh my, that's a soprano, that's Branford Marsalis. Oh no, you play. I'm like, I was so nervous. I'm certainly not a jazz musician. I tried my best. He came up and gave me a big hug. He loved it. I was so thrilled. So yeah, he is amazing. Yeah, I really admire him.
Great.
My favorite saying is what my father told me when I was young. He was a musician. He said, to do your talking with your instrument, and everything else falls flat. So that's what I try to do. I think I would, who I would, he's certainly not alive anymore, would be Herbert von Karajan would be my choice. Is a constant state of evolution. Obviously, there are possibilities for some other orchestral auditions, principal clarinet auditions. I wish everyone the best of luck with these positions, whether it be Chicago, whether it be the Metropolitan Opera, whether it be New York. I don't know what's going to happen. But what I can say is that as long as you are truly an individual, I think every one of these orchestras admires someone who is an artist, who is trying to find their own voice, who is not afraid to share their own voice with an audience. I think that's huge. So.